What if I told you? You might be breaking your child's confidence, not by shouting, not by hitting, not by ignoring them, but by something that looks completely normal, something almost every parent does. And the scariest part, you think you're helping. Pause. Imagine this. Your child is excited. They draw something messy but beautiful in their eyes. They run to you, Papa Deco, Ammi Deco, and instead of seeing pride, you see mistakes. You say lines seti nahien, color bahar nickel gaya high, thodo or practice kato. You thought you were correcting them. But in that moment, you quietly told them you are not good enough, and that is the habit destroying your child's confidence. Part 1. The invisible damage. The habit is simple. Constant correction, constant criticism, constant pointing out flaws. It doesn't look like abuse. It looks like parenting. But confidence doesn't die in one big explosion. It dies slowly, in small daily cuts. A child is not born insecure. They are born fearless. Have you ever noticed? A toddler doesn't care how they look. They don't care who's watching. They fall. They get up. They try again. But somewhere between age 5 and 15, something changes. They stop raising their hand. They stop sharing ideas. They become afraid of making mistakes. Why? Because they learned. Mistakes decks disapproval. Disapproval decks rejection. Rejection decks pain. And the brain of a child is wired to avoid pain. So what do? They stop trying. Not because they're incapable, but because they're scared. Part 2. The most dangerous sentence. There is one sentence that slowly kills confidence. Tum se nahi hoga. You may say it casually. You may say it jokingly. You may even say it to motivate. But the child doesn't hear motivation. They hear a label. And children don't fight labels. They become them. If you tell a child they are careless, they stop trying to be careful. If you tell them they are weak, they stop trying to be strong. Because identity is powerful. A child doesn't ask, "Is this true?" They ask, "Is this who I am?" And once they accept that, they build their life around it. Part 3. Comparison. The silent confidence killer. Deco Sharma Jika Beta. Comparison is poison. You think comparison creates competition, but it actually creates insecurity. When you compare your child, you are telling them you are not enough as you are, and slowly, they stop seeing themselves as unique. They start measuring their worth by others. Grades, looks, money, approval, and now their confidence is no longer internal. It is external, and anything external can be taken away. Part 4. When children stop talking. Have you noticed? Some children stop sharing things with parents, not because they don't care, but because they feel judged. If every story becomes advice, if every mistake becomes a lecture, if every emotion becomes correction, they learn it's safer to stay silent, and silence is dangerous, because confidence grows in safe spaces. When a child feels heard, without interruption, without immediate correction, without sarcasm, they feel worthy, and worthiness builds confidence. Part 5. Why parents do this. Let's be honest. Most parents don't criticize to hurt. They criticize because they're scared. Scared their child will fail. Scared society will judge. Scared they won't survive a competitive world. So they think, if I push them harder, they'll become stronger. But pressure doesn't always create diamonds. Sometimes it creates cracks. And cracked confidence is hard to rebuild. Part 6. Signs your child's confidence is dropping. Look for these signs. They avoid trying new things. They get angry quickly. They give up easily. They say main stupid hoon. They seek constant validation. They fear small failures. These are not personality flaws. These are protection mechanisms. Their brain is saying, better to not try than to fail and feel small again. Part 7. What confidence really is. Confidence is not loudness. It is not arrogance. It is not showing off. Confidence is, I may fail, but I'm still valuable, and that belief comes from one place. Home. If home feels safe, the world feels conquerable. If home feels critical, the world feels terrifying. Part 8. The solution. So what should you do? 1. Correct behavior, not identity. Instead of tum careless ho, say ispartumse mistake woy chalosahi kartahain, tota praise effort, not talent. Instead of tum genius ho, say tumne bohat manatki. 3. Listen more than you lecture. Sometimes your child doesn't need advice. They need presence. 4. Stop comparing. Your child is not Sharmajika Beta. They are your responsibility. You're a mana. 5. Allow failure. Failure is not the enemy. Shame is. If your child feels safe failing in front of you, they will become fearless outside. Part 9. A powerful story. Imagine 2 children. Both fail a math test. Child A goes home. Father says, "Tum kabi serious nahi hot. Deko desre bachonko." Child A learns, "I am not good enough." Child B goes home. Mother says, "Okay, batao kahan mushkil hue hum mil ke karte hain." Child B learns, mistakes are fixable. Same failure. Different response. Different future. Part 10. The truth most parents won't hear. Your child will not remember every toy you bought. They will not remember every expensive school. But they will remember how they felt around you. Did they feel small or safe? Did they feel judged or understood? Confidence is not built in coaching centers. It is built in conversations. One day, your child will stop asking, "Papa Deko." They will stop running to you. They will stop seeking your approval, and that day, you will wish they still did. So the next time they show you something imperfect, pause. See the courage behind it, not the flaw. Because when a child feels accepted, they become unstoppable. And remember this, the world is already hard. Don't make home harder. Your child doesn't need a perfect parent. They need a safe one.